Welcome back, my friends, to the Fair Weatherman, where we dive into the dungeons of HeroQuest, a place like none other. Today we're going to talk about how I like to level up my heroes in the dungeon by using experience points. And it works really well when you're leveling up a hero like the Barbarian. The Barbarian hails from the ice mountains of Northland, where Zargon's undead forces waged an unrelenting invasion. Chaos Plague decimated entire villages, killing the weak, as the horde burned their harvest crops to the ground. Starving men, women, and children were captured and dragged away into darkness. He watched in horrific disbelief as fallen brethren raised again as monstrosities for the undead army. That's when Zol the Barbarian heard Mentor's call on the wind. If there's a way to stop the onslaught of the undead horde at the source, then he would cross mountains and oceans to find it. The Barbarian is the greatest warrior of all, but beware of magic, for your sword is no defense against it. The character relies heavily on combat, using pretty much anything in the Armory. One thing that I feel needed to be tweaked is its ability to strengthen up. And so I've looked at a lot of systems that people have created online and came up with one that deals with experience points. I've adapted my experience point system from Laurin's advanced game system. I really like the Laurin's advanced game system that he's created with the cards, where you would then draw a card and that card would have a random number on it. But I do feel like you can endlessly be buying all these other systems just to play. This isn't a necessity to advance your characters up, but I do think it makes it rather fun when you do. And it's just a simple way of using one 6-sided dice to do so, and still give that character the ability to level up its defense or attack or mind power. Every time a hero kills a monster, they would roll a 1d6 die and multiply as follows for that experience. As you can see on this chart, I've listed all major characters found inside the HeroQuest system: greenskins, skavens, undead, ethereal, elven, armored, blighted, ice monsters, large monsters, dread monsters. And by using a simple 6-sided die, when you roll your attack, once these monsters have been defeated, you'll just times that number by the power of that monster. Let me demonstrate. As you can see in this scenario, the Barbarian made 1 hit on the Ice Gremlin. If this was the Ice Gremlin's last hit point, what I would do is I would take that 4 on the 6-sided die and I would times that by the Ice Monster's experience. Now, as you can see, I've calculated each different type of monster to be a different weighted amount of points. So you're not getting a standard amount of experience points. I've made a system where stronger characters are worth more than weaker ones. And since HeroQuest Dungeon is mainly filled with a lot of orcs and goblins and the undead, those are a lesser value than, say, characters from the Frozen Horror expansion. Another thing I like to do with the Barbarian character, because it doesn't have any attack cards or advanced mechanics, I like to give that player the ability to re-roll 1 black shield during the Barbarian's attack. So in this case scenario, the Barbarian landed 2 hits on the Dread Warrior, but because he rolled a black shield, I would let my player re-roll that dice for another hit if it lands, thus killing the Dread Warrior and earning the Barbarian 80 experience points based off of that 4 times 20 for armored monsters. How I easily keep track of the experience points that my characters have earned is by flipping over my character sheet, crossing out the previous experience, and adding the 80, and now bringing my Barbarian to 1040 experience points, and continue on throughout the game. As he continues to fight battles and defeat monsters, I would add on that experience on the back. Then I would look at my chart to know when the Barbarian has leveled up. As you can see, warriors, Barbarian Knights, Berserkers. Right now the Barbarian would then move from a level 1 to a level 2 and would then earn an additional mind point. I put asterisks there just to note that the character has evolved from the initial start of that character. The Barbarian is an iconic character to HeroQuest, essential to any dungeon, powerful in its brute strength and ability to use any weapon it comes across. It's a favorite of many. Well, that is all I have for you guys today. If you like what you see and you want to learn more about HeroQuest, please subscribe, comment, tell others about the channel as I try to grow it. And remember, your very survival depends on your ability to work together, for no true hero stands alone. Come, let the quest begin.